see you.
How you doing?
Thanks
You
for
all
your
right?
help over the last couple of days. Any latest news for us?
No. I spoke to the chairman last night about 11:30, and he said that Newcastle had made a statement that the two clubs have been discussing compensation, and I think that's been agreed. And we've been given permission to speak to Alan, and that was literally all I was told last night, and nothing's changed since then. So we've gone in this morning, told the players exactly that. As far as I'm concerned at the moment, and the chairman told me just to prepare for Aston Villa, and so I think it's important that myself and the staff and the players stay focused, and if the Allen deal's done before then great. If it's not, then we'll carry on.
We all, us and the fans, always think, oh, I wonder what's going on behind those closed gates at the training ground. They must know a lot more than we do, but it sounds like you don't really.
No, honestly, that is as much information as I have, and we've told the players and staff that, and we'll continue with our work.
Players being players, they'll just get on with the job in hand. Did you get any kind of reaction to the news that it might be Alan Pardew?
No, I've not spoke to him about that. We was discussing the game against Queen's Park Rangers, and we went through the video and the response, which I thought was terrific from the players after Neil leaving, and we've moved on now, and they're a focus group, these lads. I said before, haven't I, that we've been through it a few times now, so we just deal with the situation when it arises.
It was suggested at the last time that Stephen was looking for a manager, that a few of the candidates in the end didn't get the job because they wanted to bring their own staff with them, and he was insistent that you and Ben certainly were kept on by the new manager. Do you think that's the case this time?
I don't know. That would be Alan's decision if and when he comes in. I don't want to speculate. We've just been told to carry on with the work we've been doing, and that's what we do.
Would you be happy to work with Alan?
I'll be happy to work at the football club. I've said that from day one, depending on what my role will be, but I enjoy what I'm doing at the moment, definitely.
Being given permission to speak to somebody, and somebody walking through the door as the manager with a contract is still quite a big step. Do you think we maybe all were getting a bit ahead of ourselves?
Well, that's why I don't want to talk too much about the Allen situation, because, like you say, it's not been signed and sealed, and I'm sure there's still plenty of negotiations to be had. So we've been given permission to speak to him, and that's as far as I want to take it.
And how have you been as far as the reaction that you've seen from the players? Obviously, decent results on Sunday. Hoping to carry on from there at Villa Park.
Yeah, no, it is important. It was a stepping stone for us getting a result. The main thing really against QPR, they didn't beat us, because that would have given them a lift, and we'd have been quite down after that. So we was really pleased with the players after that game. They've had a good rest now for a couple of days, and we're looking forward to the Villa game.
And just to clarify, as far as you know, sitting here right now, it'll be you in the dressing room giving the team talk, picking the team.
That's what I'm planning. Yeah, we've started doing our work already for the Aston Villa game, and obviously then we've got the Dover game on the Sunday, which is an important game for the club. So there's plenty of work to be done.
And in terms of yourself, still maybe if you were asked, be happy to take the job on permanently?
Well, I said to the chairman that I can do the job, and I think he realises that. He knows me well enough now that I can do the job, and he's got that faith in me. So we've not had that discussion. He's been busy, obviously, talking to Newcastle, and we see how things develop.
Mark. Keith, you don't want to talk about speculation. One thing that is certain is Neil Warnock has left the club. What do you think about his spell in charge that he's had before he departed?
I think it would be difficult for whoever come in to follow what Tony achieved the year before. We had a fantastic season, really, so it was going to be difficult for whoever come in. I felt that we got off to a good start. Neil would come in and he'd give the staff at the club a chance to continue working here. He brought in two people that he trusted as well, and it worked well. We had a good start, and to be honest, the last 5 or 6 games we haven't been far off getting results. The performances have been there. A little bit of luck sometimes, things go against you, but the lads have been working hard, and we should have got more points. I know it's easy to say, and most teams will probably say that, but we honestly felt some decisions, sometimes with the referees, didn't quite go for us, and sometimes that happens in football.
Your latest caretaker spell in charge hasn't been a very long one so far, but have you been enjoying it again? And you obviously got a reaction from the players at Loftus Road.
Well, I enjoy working with this group of players, whether I'm first team coach, assistant manager, caretaker manager. The title doesn't really bother me. I was pleased with the reaction from the players, without a doubt. The shock of Neil leaving was a shock, and we didn't have much time to react. But I think you could see that the lads were together, they worked really hard, and on another day we could have nicked the 3 points, which would have been nice. So no, I've enjoyed going into work this morning. Yesterday was a strange day, all the speculation you see on the TV. I didn't speak to the chairman till late in the evening, so I was sort of hanging around all day waiting to see what was going to happen. But once he told me where we were, then you get down to work this morning like we have done.
Business as usual for you, because you've been here before, but what about the players? Are they affected at all by the speculation? Have they been seeing it on TV at the training ground, I guess?
Yeah, of course they see it on the TVs and they get asked, and there's a usual sort of player banter amongst themselves. But no, they was in a good frame of mind this morning. They had a good rest yesterday and they was in today, and they're looking forward to the game. So they are a real resilient group, and they're good to work with, and we'll be ready for the Villa game, whether it's me in charge or whoever. Just
finally from me, the Villa game itself, you were unfortunate not to get anything out of the match against them here at Selhurst Park, and a bit like the QPR game that you just mentioned, it's important that you don't lose that one so that they get a lift and move further away from you.
Yeah, no, going back to our game here, we played well, and that was one of the games I was referring to, that things didn't quite go for us. We give away a poor goal, and Benteke punished us, and he was probably the difference on the night. But for long periods of that game, we was on top, and we couldn't score the goal we needed. So we take confidence from that. Our away form's decent. We've had some good results away from home. Could quite easily have won at Tottenham. Probably deserved to. We could have won against QPR. So we go there in good form and confident, but we also know Villa are a good side, and with Benteke and Agbon Lahore available again for them, they're a threat going forward. So it'd be tough, but I think it's important we continue with the performance, and hopefully we get that little bit of luck.
Chris? Assuming it does all go well and Alan Pardew takes over here, what sort of qualities will he bring to this club?
I don't really want to speculate, to be honest, about a certain person, because I say that the deal's not been done. So I don't mind sharing with you what I know about the situation, but I don't want to be talking about Alan or someone else really until, obviously, if it's done, then great, I'll answer them questions.
Were you surprised to see a name like that linked with this position, though, given the positions of the respective clubs?
No, I think what I will say is, like, Alan's played for this club, he's from this area, so he's probably got a lot of fond memories. It means a lot to him, this club. So whether that's a big draw, I don't know. But I think Crystal Palace is a good job for somebody. I know it is. We've got a good group of players. We had a good season last year, and the chairman and the board want to be successful and build on the success we've had. So it's an attractive job for somebody, and I can understand why Alan would be interested.
And you found yourself in this position a few times now. How are the players coping with this continued instability over this last 18 months?
Yeah, unbelievably well. Honestly, you think that it would cause a lot of unrest amongst the players. I think the uncertainty is not great. When I've done this before, the caretaker role, it's dragged on for a few weeks, and that starts having an effect, I think, on the group, the not knowing. This has only just happened with Neil leaving Saturday, and obviously the speculation today. So we've had one game, and the lads were terrific in that, but you wouldn't want it to continue for weeks on end, because that's when I think the lads want some guidance on where the club's going, and so hopefully this can get solved pretty quickly.
And just lastly from me, do you think the owners perhaps need to have more patience with the people that they're bringing in, because this is happening time and time again?
Well, we've certainly had some good managers leave the club, and you can see why there's an attraction to this club. I'm not privy to the reasons why. I wasn't involved in the meetings between the chairman and the board and the previous managers, so they obviously had their reasons. But I think that the quality of managers that have been here since I've been here shows what a good club this is.
In the long term, Keith, for you, what would be more important, staying here or becoming a manager in terms of your long-term ambitions?
I want to manage again, without a doubt. But I'm patient at the moment because I enjoy working at Crystal Palace. I enjoy my role working with the players because I say they're a good group to work with day in, day out. So I come into work enjoying what I'm doing and the environment that I'm around. But eventually, now you can't always pick and choose when jobs become available. So I'm always on the look to see what's going on. I've had no approaches for a job, so I've not had to make that decision, and I'm actively not looking for another job. But at the moment, I'm happy. And if a new manager comes in and sees me as playing a key role, I think as long as someone comes in and values what you're about and what you do, and there's a value to what work you're doing within the club, then I'll be happy. And we'll see what happens in the future.
When would you hope that this would all be resolved one way or the other?
Well, I think even if it's sorted out tomorrow, it's going to be short notice as far as the Aston Villa game's concerned. So I've sort of got my head round being in charge and sorting out the tactics and the team for that game. So if someone comes in tomorrow and the deal's done, they're literally going to have one day to sort themselves out for the game. So that's going to be difficult. So we're ready for the Aston Villa game. And then we've got a quick turnaround for the Dover, which is a big game for the club. So we're focused on them too.